Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack. No, this is Jack. I think I'm gonna drop the scratching thing. Some people thought I was having some skin condition that I call myself scratching. Actually, it was all about doing scratch building. Anyway, this is the Sunday Hangout on on the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts. Let's see. Yes, we are live. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And joining me today are the usual suspects. In fact, we've got a virgin in our midst that we're going to be, molesting model-wise. Not any other way. We got, never mind. That's just too weird. Anyway, like to mention that during on the I keep thinking across the pond. Get it out of my head. Amazing Skill Modelers does have a annual every year we have our community builds and stuff, wood build, naval build, and real space. And I'm going to be sharing looks like a naval build from a Google Plus member. He's in Florida, and it's no wonder he's doing a boat. So in fact, I think he lives on a boat, and you know who you are. I'll be sharing some things about him. Be sharing some builds and other stuff along the way. We're going to talk briefly to our folks that had joined us. And if you are joining us on the live chat, I'm going to pop over there momentarily to say hello, ask questions, have a conversation. And sometimes we have this conversation here, and live chat has a conversation of their own design, which is good. So this is just about the hobby and getting along as hobbyists. And so I had other things I wanted to talk about. We're going to talk about cars today. We're going to talk about basics. Last week was about 2 weeks ago. It was about figures, the basics of figure painting, and we had our resident pro, so to speak, Mark Dunmore, help us out with the figures. I know a few things about cars. We're going to pick Randall's brain as why he's not building cars anymore. And also, we'll just go to open a kit up, and we're going to show you the sprues. We're going to show you some instructions, make some comments, and all the different things you can do with a car build. So if all you do is cars, certainly you can contribute whatever you'd like. If you're on a live broadcast, you can even contribute with comments later if you are watching this as a rerun. I guess that's what it's called. But we're just going to go through the basics because I think there's a lot of people that do like Star Trek and probably never built a car in their life. Maybe they're intimidated by a car build. I don't know why. If they're doing Star Trek, they should not feel intimidated at all. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. So without further ado, we're going to say hello to Bob. He's taking his break from work right now in his car. Speaking of cars, how you doing, Bob? What kind of a car are you sitting in?
A PT Cruiser.
A PT Cruiser?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A little four-cylinder runabout, huh?
Yep, I've had them since they were brand new. This is my third one.
Do you think that we would make a kit of this?
I just popped in for a second to remind everybody the Cancer Awareness Group build starts October 1st.
Oh, yes.
If you need more information, it's on my YouTube page or it's on the Amazing Scale Modelers Google Plus page and Facebook page. You might have to dig for it there. But it's a build to promote cancer awareness, and I hope everybody joins in.
Yeah, you got a did you post an announcement on the communities?
Yes.
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 Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just missing it.
Facebook, Google Plus, and on the on my YouTube page. Facebook one is probably way down because it was a couple weeks ago. It was like Cancer Awareness 2018, but it's basically to promote cancer awareness and a fun build. I'm doing 58 for that in light blue to represent prostate cancer, which my father passed from. And
well, I'm actually going to be presenting.
And Chris are hosting this year, and
Yep. When I open this kit, I'm going to be showing this off, and this is going to be my cancer build.
Cool. I got that kit too.
Yep. So
Nice kit.
Is it?
That's all I had on it. You guys have fun tonight. I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay, Bob.
See you later, Bob.
Bob.
And he's just about gone. He's, looking up his nose. There you go. Looks like he grooms rather thoroughly. You see that? Anyway, he's still there. Bob, go away.
Oh, back to work.
Go back to work. Go back to work. So anyway, moving on. Here's a newbie. How you doing, Buck?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
Good.
Okay.
You just got done with the Voyager build. Now you're going to learn all about cars. Guess what? We're going to break your arm off for you to build a car.
I built cars. They're just not my preferred build, you know. But yeah, you know, I'll support Bob. You know, I lost my mom and my grandfather to cancer, so yeah, it's kind of close to my heart. So I'm gonna go hit my local model shop this week and find a cool car to build.
Yeah, a pink Cadillac or not. I don't know. Is there such a thing as a Cadillac kit? I don't know.
I don't know. You know, maybe being close to Halloween, maybe I'll find one of those funny Halloween car builds to do.
But what do you like to build mostly?
I do a lot of sci-fi. I do. I like to light my kits, so I'm mainly a sci-fi genre between Star Wars, Star Trek, and old school Battlestar and new school Battlestar. So
Okay,
that's basically my genre. I do build World War II modern aircraft, but most lately, the last year or so, it's all been about starships and fighter craft from like Battlestar Galactica. You know, anything that I can put a light into, I do.
interesting. But cars are not your preferred, or you know what? You don't even have to do a car build. Dirk Pitt, one of our moderators, he's a moderator of the Facebook community. He got an 18-inch Enterprise kit, you know, the original, and he built it up and painted it pink.
Yeah, there you go.
Pepto-Bismol pink, no less. It's like, so it can go that way too.
Yeah, you know, I have fun. I built a Mustang for my wife. The Voyager that I just got done was for my wife. It was a special request from her with all the bells and whistles. So no, I don't have a problem. I like building cars. It's just they're not my particular genre to build. So
Okay, I'll leave you off the hook.
You know, but you know, it's fun. Any kit's fun to build. It presents its own quirks, own tidbits, and you know, me, I like to add more detail to anything I build. So
Right. I just got to be nice to you so you come back. That's why.
hey, Jack, I've been with Amazing Scale Modelers for you know, a couple of years. My first hangout, but you know, you guys couldn't do anything that scare me away.
Oh yeah, how long have you been following us?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Oh, God, 2 years at least now.
Oh wow. So basically, when we became Amazing Skill Modelers, because you know we were under a different guise before everything. Most everybody here has been, maybe Phil vicariously has been with us for the whole 5-6 years, only because he took it upon himself to watch even the amazing plastic episodes, and
Yes,
he felt
I am a fan.
he felt he knew us. He felt he knew us when he finally joined us, clicked a few buttons and joined us. But and ever since we couldn't get rid of him. So what do you suggest we do? buck to get rid of him. I don't know. Maybe,
I am the proverbial bad penny.
You know, us modelers, you know, we're like vampires. Once we get attached, we don't go away.
Ooh, that's harsh. But there's the thing is though, it was I didn't even know why. I thought there'll be a lot of people who'd be wanting to do these hangouts, but as it turns out, the majority of scale modelers are introverts. Nobody told me that. I just expected everybody to be an extrovert like me. I guess I don't know.
You know, sharing pictures and sharing videos is one thing, and being on live camera with you is another.
Well, that's true. You can edit the one, but you're coming through all cold and raw on the other one. Yes, I get it.
Me, I'm out there. You know, I put it out in my videos. If you guys have seen them, mistakes, blubbers, you know, whatever. You know,
I have actually. They give you give a lot of good tips on specific builds and specific kits. So keep up the good work. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Will do.
All right. Talk about introverts. So how you doing, Jim?
Oh, I'm doing fine there, Jack. Yeah, been tagging away. Haven't got a lot done since yesterday, but working along on my wood build. Let me bring the images up here.
You guys are gonna have to teach me how to do this so I can put up images when I'm talking too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah.
You just go to your screen, and when you put your cursor over your screen, you'll see a little margin pop over to your left, and a second one down, or it's a green screen with an arrow in it. You click onto that, and then you can choose what to screen share. But you have to bring up a picture first in your software as a view to view it for it to come up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be on your screen, more or less. Yeah. Okay. So just review. This is just overview of the parts. For this kit.
Cut. Yep.
Yeah, well, that's the nice thing about this is the fact that they're laser cut for the framework anyways. Frames and the ribs are all laser cut. Now, when we get to the planking, now that's a different story. That'll all have to be cut and fit, but it makes it easier to get out. Not like the old days when it's just it was printed on the wood, then you had to cut it out with a fret saw. Now it's all laser cut, so you just got to cut a couple of gates and push it out. Makes it a lot easier.
That is cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. That's manual.
Wow. Never done a wood kit. Done a wood dollhouse for my kid, but never done a wood kit.
Well, I've built a lot of balsa kits in the past. This is my first wooden ship model kit. So it's I figured this lifeboat would be a good introduction into plank on frame building before I get involved with anything like a larger ship. I figured
is that photo etch?
Yes. You got photo etch. You got metal parts. Got white metal parts for the life preservers. There's a white metal anchor here. The buckets are actually wood. Actually, I think they're cast sand, cast sawdust, I should say. But yeah, and then you get your different types of rope and some brass wire pieces, rings, and all that stuff for that part.
Man, I'd be scared to cut out that photo etch. It looks.
Oh, photo etch isn't that. This stuff is easy.
I deal with photo etch, but I'm just looking at the SS Titanic, and it looks, you know. You
don't have to cut out each letter because it's in a frame. So you just got to cut the frame out.
Nice.
There's a gate here and a gate here, and that's pretty well it. You know, so then you just got to paint it and install it. So it's not that serious. The Orlocks in that are a little more work, but that's another story.
Yeah, I've dealt with the photo etch company, what I used on Voyager, and then I use the Green Strawberry company.
Yeah,
some of their stuff, and there's definitely a big day and night difference between the two too on photo etch. So
Yeah.
But wow.
So this one is starting with building up the keel and ribs.
I don't know. Doesn't it take you back to your T-Rex build?
This actually takes me back more to when I was building RC aircraft.
Oh, okay. I
More
was
to
thinking it looks more like a dinosaur.
No, this takes me back more to like when I used to build all the built up my RC aircraft, so which is similar type construction as far as the framework and that's concerned.
All right.
The fits are all nice and tight. Makes it easier to square up. I hardly had to maneuver anything. Everything came out once assembled square, which was nice. Didn't have to fiddle with anything.
That's cool. I'm being inspired to try something new here.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta use carpenter's glue and that with this. The only thing is you gotta wait for it to dry. So you do a bit, then you gotta let it sit for half a day or a day, and then move on, do your next bits, work your way along.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you find working with styrene or wood easier?
I'll throw a thing is I'm more of a paper modeler, so I mean I prefer that's my preferred genre. So it's paper card is my preferred genre. So
It's still freaking cool, man.
yeah.
Wow.
Hey, James,
The filler pieces to go in.
James, is that model when you do the planking, is that single planking or double planking? Because there's in a lot of models, a lot of the wood models, you go over it with a layer of like pine or something like that, and then you go over that with oak.
No,
or,
this one's single layer. This is single layer planking. It's not the double layer. Usually on the larger ships, they're getting into the double layer, but on this boat, it's all single layer. Which
I guess that
was much the same as the actual boat is single layer. So
yeah.
I'm at the stage now where I have to start doing the shaping. Make it ready for planking.
So do you use a straight knife for that, or do you need a special tool?
No, you don't need anything special. You just need some sandpaper and some files and standard wood files, and that and your 50, your standard hobby blade. Nothing overly serious as far as that. This model's easy. You don't need a building jig for set the ribs up like you would with a larger boat. So you don't need any specialized tools or anything like that. So this you can build on your bench without any specialized jigs or tools. Which makes it a good starter into this genre.
Where'd you find that?
Actually, I was looking on this. I was originally, I had this kit. I was looking at a website called Ages of Sail to get this kit. But then I was just in my local hobby shop, and he had the kit for the same price as that online store did, and didn't have to pay shipping. So
score.
I bought it at the local hobby shop. So same one I was looking at. So.
That's awesome. Ooh, that's an Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some Wade queued up here he's doing a boat build too.
Yeah.
Jim, you know who you know who Wade is. I mean,
yeah.
He explains here that he's doing a wood and aquatic build. He wants to convert his HMS Bounty.
Yeah, it's a Bounty wood block kit that he's converting into that frigate that Disney had built for Disney World there, the Columbia, I think it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but the difference is he's got the drawings for the Columbia, and the difference between a normal frigate and this one is that the Columbia is wider. It's wider in the breech, and that was probably design change because it's going to be a passenger ride basically in the park, so it's wider than normal. So he's had to add a piece to the middle of the block in order to widen the beam of the ship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks, Wade, and thanks, Jim, for filling in for him on that.
Yeah.
Boy, there's someone I haven't seen for like ever. I thought he was actually dead, but nope. Rumors of his demise have been greatly exaggerated.
No, I died. I got better.
How you doing?
Good. I've been really busy and dealing with things, and I would have been on last time. I think everything was planned, and about 20 minutes before the hangout, we got a phone call saying that Deanne's grandfather had just passed away, and I had to take her up to the hospital. So that he couldn't have picked a more convenient time to pass away. He could have, but so we ended up having to do that. So I said, I'm going to be at this one, and I reinstalled all my camera software and everything so that it would work out. But
so
I've been busy.
So you went around to all the family and you gave them an extra dosage of nitro so they'd be alive for you to show up, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I said turn the phones off until after the hangout, so just in case. I've been picking up a lot of. I've been doing a lot of electronic work the last couple of weeks. For various things, various models and stuff. For some of the builds that we're doing, I did mention at one point that I'm doing I think it's 48 scale Gemini for the real space build, but I picked up, what is it? The Atomic City Project Mercury capsule that is going to have a lot of fun little additions that I put into it, because it's just the Mercury capsule and the escape tower, but that ends up being like 2 feet long. It's a huge kit, for a Mercury craft. I've got some great photos of the inside of all of the different Mercury craft and things like that. The one thing I can't seem to figure out is where the lighting is, because there is some lighting inside the Mercury, but there's not a lot. It's the same with the Gemini. There's some of the instruments have some light, and then there's kind of like one big light behind them that lights up the front of the craft, and that's about it. So finding what needs to be lit up and what doesn't is going to be fun.
One almost like a small strip light that's sort of like to the pilot's left-hand side on the back wall, as it were.
It might have been, yeah, I'm not sure. The most recent acquisition I made is a kit that's been out for a long time, but this is a new version release, as in the model is virtually all the same. It's
yes.
The B9.
But this is the one with this one. The B9 with this one, it has, where is it? Where? Oh, here it is. What makes this one special is the
glass head.
Yeah, it's got a plastic sack in it, and plastic sack that I haven't opened yet. Hold on.
Is it supposed to be a glass dome?
It is a glass dome.
Yes.
This is the dome for it, and it is made of glass, and knowing me, it's going to be broken at some point before I put it together, but
well, as per Across the Pond Hangout yesterday, you can buy them separately.
Well, that's good, but I'm going to try not to drop it. I built a circuit that lights up when it picks up sound, so I can put in his voice box that'll glow, and I want to light up all of the buttons and doohickeys and things like that. In the first season on the original model, these two things up here, little antennas or whatever, spun or rotated back and forth, but they stopped after about halfway through the season, and I think it's probably because they broke and they never bothered.
They never repaired it. Yeah.
I doubt very much I'm going to do those, and I'm not going to make him able to move around. But I think he'll make a nice static model. I've got all of the episodes of the series, so I could probably find some voice tracks to put in it, and the thing would light up when he talks. And then I'll put a Tesla coil into his claws so he can shoot electricity, or maybe not.
Well, yeah, I owe you a postage thing. I'm going to send that to you in the next week or two. So
Okay.
that will be like the new shop cards. I'm sure you've seen them around.
I have seen them, and I like it. Yeah. One other thing I got that's come in extremely handy. I bought this from Amazon. I think it's was about $25. This is a Melody Susie fingernail
Polisher.
buffer thing, whatever, polisher. But it is, I added a couple of rare earth magnets so it stays where it's supposed to go. But it's actually one fantastic little drill that, model making drill that I can click forward or reverse on, adjust the speed. The only drawback to it is it does not fit 1/8 inch shaft. It fits, 3/32 or whatever that and lower. So it doesn't fit all of the Dremel tools I've got, but I've got other, Dremel on shaft that'll fit the larger tools. But I've been using this thing like crazy. It's extremely quiet. The handle is heavy, and possibly the best part of it is that you twist it like this, and it lets you take the piece out, put a new one in, twist it, and it's in and locked. It's a nice little unit. It's great for doing PC boards and things like that as well. So
Interesting. And after all these weeks, that's all you have to say for yourself. You went to the beauty shop to get something from there, huh?
it was a long walk, man. I mean, you know how long it takes to walk to a beauty shop in Canada? Where I am. So,
I didn't know Canadians have beauty shops. That's news to me. Ooh.
Ooh, ouch. Ooh. I can see the abuse has not subsided since I was gone. So,
well, Jim will give me a piece of his mind later.
That's good. I've been doing a lot of different things. I'm doing some prop building for some people who are doing a video. They said something kind of like a mix between the Blade Runner pistol and the Judge Dredd, lawgiver from the new movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been putting this together. I found an old plastic, gun that I can build onto, and I've got it set up with a lithium battery and a circuit built in so that it can be recharged. You don't have to take it apart to do it. An extremely bright LED will be in here, and a circuit board will be in here, so it can be adjusted between single shot and like 3 shots at a time. But I've got a lot of stuff to add to this. It's going to have a magazine that clips into the bottom and probably held in with magnets. But I've been working on that and doing a lot of small props and things like that for people. So I've been busy. I've just been busy, but usually on Sundays things get weird and I don't end up being able to show up. So I do pop onto the site a lot and, moderate when I see something needs moderating. So, that's about it.
Coming from
I'm
that,
late.
coming from Jay,
Sit
that
around
could
on
mean
my
a lot
ass
of
and listen
things.
to music. Sit around on my ass and listen to music all day long and pretend I have a job. You know how it is. I mean,
Oh,
or maybe.
no, I don't actually, because I do have a job that I have to go to.
Well, I do too, but it's down here, so.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I get doing this. That works. It pays the
I'd
bills.
like. Good. It's a good thing. So I'd like to give a shout out to our live chatters there. They're not so live now. They just said hi to everybody. Let's see. Top from the top. Hi, James Kirk. That's like your real name. John Paul. Thank you for stopping by. Phil, you even said hello. And George, the mayor of the top chats, the live chats. Ken Skivington showed up. How you doing, Ken? And you know what, Buck? George says on live chat he loves your builds. So
George.
yeah. So hang on to them because you might have to perform a shotgun marriage because he loves them that much. So anyway, that's a live chat. Thank you guys for stopping by and saying hello. And moving, let's see, not yet. I'm going to delay Phil as long as I can, only because it's Phil. Gosh darn! I gotta say hi to Phil. I got nothing.
Yeah.
How you doing, Phil?
I got nothing. Well, since yesterday, I've done a little bit.
A little bit since yesterday. Good.
Yeah, I decided I'd pick on one of these. There's two in the box. I'm only building one. I don't know if you can see that. Right? Yep. The little 144 scale A-wings. Yeah. Of course, me being me, I decided that if I don't know if you can see that, there's a little bit of wiring in there. Now let's see if I can actually get this connected up. Yeah, got to hook a wire in there.
I swear, you're the only one I know whose shop cards move about behind you. Every day it's different. Or maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I just don't remember Across the Pond. I saw Across the Pond this morning, actually.
They do shift around a little bit.
Yeah.
For some reason, now the other side doesn't want to go on, so why is that? I had this all set up. It was working fine a moment ago. I did a test run. Okay.
Well, we're going to do a commercial break. I mentioned the shop cards, and this was last year's shop card. This was this year's shop card. And if you want to get your own, just contact Phil. No, contact me by email at scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. And give me your snail mail, and I'll send you one at no cost to you. Okay. What are we doing there, Phil?
I'm screen sharing the. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's the wrong way. There you go. So there's a little bit of light bleed, but I think they'll get covered up by the main paintwork.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I've got to try and make the power for that come through the stand. Oh, so that's going to be interesting. I haven't quite worked out how precisely I'm going to do it. I've got a few ideas. I'll just see which one works. So that's pretty much what I've been doing since yesterday. And I don't know if anyone. I'll just show it because I'm really quite pleased with this. So I want to show it off again.
Cool.
That me X-wing, the little 144 scale X-wing. Of course, doing that now is making me think. Well, maybe I could have put lights in it. So, maybe.
Next one.
Swings you'd have to use like magnet wire or something.
Yeah. I'm seriously considering that. Oh, and I did, just as an experiment, I changed the mount. So I'm using that mount for the Millennium Falcon
Huh.
for the moment
That's cool.
until I do the
Is that the
the other.
144th?
Yeah, that's the 144th. I've done it. If you notice the missing dish,
Yeah.
I'm doing it as just after the attack on the Death Star,
Oh, okay.
which is why I did Wedge's X-wing there, and I'm doing a lit because they only did a lit
Wow, that is tiny.
A-wing.
Mhm.
Yeah, 140 scats. Yeah, yes.
What are you using? 1.5 LEDs?
Those 3mm, 3mm
wow.
yellows, and I thinned out the back of the because there aren't any clear bits in this, so I thinned out the back. I'm just wondering if I've got because there's two in here, so I don't know if you can see these parts, and that's quite thick plastic there. So I used like a dental burr to
Scrape it down.
Dremel it down and thin it out. I did actually thin them quite a bit and accidentally shoved one of the LEDs against it and actually broke the plastic, but I managed to get it all fixed back again. Otherwise, I'd have had to have dremeled these ones instead. But yeah, it does light them quite nicely when I can get the darn thing to work. Hence the screen shared.
Have you thought about going to the butterfly LEDs? I use those on the Voyager to do the navigation lights. They're a little bit smaller and they probably fit in the compact frame a little better.
I keep looking online for the nano LEDs and that, and never seem to be able to find the darn things. So not things that I really want, but I look on. I've been looking on Amazon.
Try. Can I do a shameless plug here, Jack?
Sure, go ahead.
I find most of my LEDs HDA Modelworks.
Yeah.
And they got the butterflies, which is like 1.2 millimeters. Used for the navigation lights on my Voyager build. That might work for 144 scales because they're a little bit smaller and do some big things.
Because these were definitely on the limit.
Yeah,
definitely on the limit.
These HDA does SMDs. And then, like they said, the 1.2 millimeter butterflies.
Okay. I'll certainly take a look at that. Let's see, because only one was working. Oh, no. Still not doing it. Never mind. It's not going to behave.
These are the smallest LEDs that I have to work with that are wired. They're still in the package, but
SMDs. Yeah,
SMDs that are wired, and I have built a circuit. You know the Lost in Space derelict model.
Yes.
It's got a Jupiter 2 in it, about yay big. I am bound and determined to light the little spin dizzy on the bottom to actually make it circulate. And I figured out how to do it with 12 of those, and they do fit. And
you got 12 SMDs in that little thing?
Yeah, you can fit 12. And if I have them going, a sequence of 3, 3, 3, 3, it looks like they're spinning. The actual, the full size Jupiter 2 had 32 holes through it, and it actually had 5 lights that spun on a spindle. They didn't have flashing lights in it. It had a spinning unit on a motor, the original model. But at that scale, it looks enough like the things are spinning to work out. And I want to have the front window lit up. And since it's supposed to be 1/350th, I want to take a couple of the 1/350th photo etch pieces I have from the Enterprise photo etch, and maybe stick them up in the front window, so you can actually see a couple of little people standing inside the thing, kind of, or at least their shadows. Yes, I'm insane.
You didn't have to tell us that. We know.
Wife thinks I'm insane for everything that I do on these kits.
I look at whenever I buy a model, it's almost impossible now for me to just build it out of the box. I always do something to it.
Gotta modify it somehow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I find that too.
As you know, adding lights or whatever, you know. So, oh,
So you guys,
I love it though.
I do have my next build in the works. It's for Sci-Fi Annecy, and I had a special request from my wife not to actually light this kit, so that I could teach one of the guys that I'm my daughter's boyfriend. He's getting into it, and he wants me to teach him how to build. She's like, "Well, why don't you do a non-lighted kit so you can show him how?" I was like, "Okay, cool," but me, I'm gonna actually do a base where I light it. So come on, it's a sci-fi kid. I cannot light this thing, you know.
I didn't light the kit. I just lit the base. You know.
That's what exactly right. I lit the base.
I like the way he thinks. Creative rule bending. I love that.
Do you guys want a sneak preview of what's coming up?
Oh, sure. What you got going on?
All right, guys. Sound. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
You're allowed to show it, but you're not allowed to say the manufacturer's name.
So I'm going to build the Y-wing.
Yeah.
It's a lovely kit, that.
Yeah,
Lovely.
and I'm looking forward to doing it.
Well, there's not. Even if you did like that one, it wouldn't be lit very much.
No, and the more I looked into it after I started playing the parts, it's like, crap, I have to cut a lot of crap out of here just to run wire.
That's
Yeah,
why
so
I
there
did it with mine.
So you're teaching the boyfriend right. Don't mess with the kid.
So I think I'm gonna do a Yavin build, Yavin 4 base build with the spotlights going around it, and a couple of as this just before it gets ready to take off, they're fueling it up, getting it ready. So that's my Sci-Fi Annecy Christmas build. So sneak peek, guys. I haven't even told Kenny what I'm doing yet.
Cool. Georgia says you're missed, Jay, or he missed you. So
Cool. Who's George? I'm just
he's
that there's something who missed me. You know.
well, since you were here last, George has been a steadfast supporter of the Hangouts, and I think he's the only one who's actually appeared on the live chat from beginning to end on the show since I started recognizing the live chat like about maybe a year ago. He's just there all the time. He's just being a really nice guy, and he's contributing what he can.
Come on to the live video.
Yeah.
Well, some guys are, shy that way, and George is one of them. It's best since he's the mayor of the live chat. It's best we don't see our politicians. Anyway, moving on forward. How you doing, Randall?
Not too bad. I thought Wayne was next.
No, Wayne. Well, no, Wayne it starts with a W, not with RC. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what the letter before R is.
Big, amazing scale modeler placard that you got. That card. I need one of those.
Oh, this one here, yeah.
No, it's the same one as you got.
Oh, he just got real close to the camera. Okay, never mind.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's got one framed in the background, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was talking about the big ones that I have, like this one.
I like the as well.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do, Jack, because the last year's that you sent me, I actually attached that to the wall, so that's in the frame attached to the back wall. So
you want another one of those? I got like a buttload of those.
Yeah, well, I've got just I figure what I'm going to have to do. I don't know. I'll put it somewhere else, I guess. But that one's going to always be there.
All right. Now, Randall's thinking it's a conspiracy. We're doing everything to keep him from talking, so that's not true.
Okay, I don't mind. I can't stop doing my own voice. Doing what you guys are like.
So what do you have happening there? Huh?
Not a lot since yesterday. Progress on the slight progress on the Tiger Moth.
Yeah.
Getting the doors glued on. Working my way slowly towards assembly and rigging. Well, the nature of biplanes, you have to do a bit of rigging first and then assembly, or painting, decaling, rigging a little bit, and then more assembly, and then more rigging, and then step and step. It's actually more complicated than building the real thing. I think.
Damn them biplanes for ropes.
Yeah. Also, my version of a Halloween build. They have a vampire.
Yeah.
That trainer. No, practically no progress on that since yesterday, except maybe masking the canopy parts. I don't know if you can see them.
Oh, that's wee.
Ah.
Nice job though on the cutout.
Not too bad on this. The frames are fairly well defined. Just lay down the tape. Run a fine pencil around the edge of it, and then just a nice sharp scalpel. And get the
Thank
neat.
God for Tamiya masking tape, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I could have managed this kind of fine work with the blue painter's tape or anything like that. I think it's just a bit too coarse, not flexible enough. I think for this kind of thing. I think that the hardest canopies I ever masked were tiny 144 scale Wildcat canopies, the F4F Wildcat. It was almost like a greenhouse. With about, see, 1, 2, 3.
You taking notes, Phil? You got a canopy coming up.
At least a dozen panels on that to be masked. But yeah, getting there. Made a start in the ejection seats for the vampire. I'll be adding the seat straps from very fine masking tape. Kind of like this thin.
Oh wow! I need to get that in my collection.
That's pretty much it for me.
Oh, really?
Since yesterday.
All right.
Everything you wanted to yesterday.
Slightly more to talk about yesterday, I think.
Well, you usually on Across the Pond, it usually is like that because it's been a couple of weeks since anybody's done anything. That's because the Sunday nights we talk more about a specific subject, and that's going to be cars. That's going to be coming up very shortly. No, I was trying to cue something up here. This is from the last week's. You know what? Why is it doing this to me? This is from there it is, finally. Know how to work my computer. This was from last couple of weeks. This was, figures was our subject. And at the time, Mark Dunmore had joined us. He was gracious enough to join us and tell us the ins and outs of some of figure painting of figures. And he was working on this young lady at the time. And he says she is done. Full set over the next few days. I would imagine that would mean to finally fully cure all the paint. You know what? This guy's amazing. Just absolutely amazing. It's just
Amazing work.
he does Gundam when he gets the building thing, but figures aren't something you really build. Figures are something you actually paint. That's something that's where you put all It's like 99% of the effort right there is to paint it. But he does such a fine job of doing it. So another guy I haven't really talked to for a while is Wayne, the disembodied modeler. There's his hands. No body, no head, no mind, no heart. There he is. How you doing there, Wayne?
I'm fine, thank you. I see I'm back to my normal genre. I did step into the planes, didn't I?
You did. You did. You posted some things about planes, did you not?
Yeah. I built 2 model aircraft over the summer.
Okay. Did you post them on the Google Plus community?
Yes, I did. I can. I got my page opened up.
Okay, if you could screen share what you've done in planes, because we're going to be talking, like we're going to talk cars tonight. We're going to talk about planes in 2 weeks. Oh, yes. Now I recall. I was trying to remember. There it is.
Yeah, this is the night bomber version of the Mosquito.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see, I am not that great on planes.
It's a great looking build, brother.
Yeah.
Seems fine to me.
What's wrong with that, Matt?
Yeah, I did it. I've issues with some of the decals because the Artemia decal all in but kit decals.
Yeah, they're a bit on the thick side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
That's what a lot of people said. The Artemia ones are a bit thick on the thick side.
Yeah.
And then,
A lot more solve set. A lot more solve set.
yeah.
You
And
can
then
get-
there's the Gloster Meteor, the first jet fighter for the British RAF, for the RAF.
That's the time of year one as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've got that one in my collection.
Yeah, that's another Tamiya kit. So that's what I did over summer. But there's this, I have to share this one with everyone. Unfortunately, I held the camera the wrong way around. Work it down you. No, YouTube's working its finest today.
It looks like your computer and my computer has been inspected by the same inspector 36, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they work the same way. Extraordinarily fast.
Yeah. Well, anybody thinking about Christmas, I have something for you. From Ming, they are doing a resin figure of the President of the United States.
Oh my God!
Well, fair enough. I think the same company did Kim on. What do you call him? The Korean leader.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
John.
Yeah, you go. Unfortunately, I have the kit already, so I'm not gonna get it.
Oh,
It's been fun to everyone.
It looks like that was made by a Chinese company, which would be pretty ironic.
Yeah.
It was Chinese.
Tariffs. Here's a modeling idea. Let's build one. Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to be getting next month.
Ooh.
Wow.
And this retails around between £90 and £100 in this country, brand new. I'm getting it for £60.
Oh dear, that's even a lot, but still, I mean, that's a big cut in the price for you. £100. That's about what, 160 bucks.
Yeah, but also included in the kit itself, because I'll get it from somebody who's in my model club at Lincoln. He's got the resin wheel set for it as well, so that's one of the parts count.
Holy hell!
Lots of little bits.
Yeah, but it's a well made kit. It's not flash, not a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of nice, easy metal kit.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be sure to send you a care package when you're going crazy.
Sit down, hold my place.
But worker decided to give me a training course on how to use a chainsaw. So, what could possibly go wrong? You may ask.
I don't know.
Well, let me use a chainsaw. So you use your imagination.
I don't know. If you had a chainsaw, you could lose major limbs.
Yeah.
Oh, just so that everybody knows, Buck shrunk a little bit.
Yeah, notice that.
Fun.
Yeah, look how he shrunk.
It's a different scale all of a sudden.
Yeah, he said he lost 170 pounds. It looked like he's still losing it.
Well, this is my next what if tank to build, which is the Stug 1E100.
Yeah.
And this is part of the German super heavy tank range, well, the 1946 Panzers. Which is, well, this tank was based on the E100 super heavy tank, which 2 hulls were actually completed in 1940s and visually scrapped. And this one's one of the latest ones the Trumpeter have released. And to give you an idea of what the size is, I'll just get the lower upper hull out. They are both 1/35 scale. You can see how big they are.
They're a size beastie.
Nice size armor.
So, apart from Trumpeter, I'm using hobbies do a lot of these what if tanks. That's scary though. And I did buy something, but this is the kit I've been waiting for from China for ages. Just move that to the side. And I got one of these.
What?
It's a what if, yeah.
It's a walking tank. It's really good detail though for.
Finger plastic.
Well, let's see. I'm not sure if you can see the detail in that. They do well, some nice stuff, and they're actually going into the 1/35 scale arena now because they mainly do 1/72 stuff. Yeah, and then I'm going to start this kit as well. This one, the
that's a beast.
Yeah, this is also 3D printed as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. From the manufacturer to my flat, 5 days in order from ordering from Germany. We can open this with the fingers of frozen a bit. don't know if you can see the detail if my camera's working. I don't know if you can see the detail on it.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks like you need to take off a few 3D supports there. It looks like
Yeah.
for you. You gotta clean that up.
Yeah.
So that would have been, if it's that kind of supports, Jim. Tell me if I'm on point on. That would have been a resin print and not an extrusion.
That's an SLS print. Yeah, not an FDM. Yeah.
Let's see.
That must have been. Must have really smooth detail and really clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it's going to look like when it's finished.
Uh huh.
It's not bad. It's not. It's. Well, I thought it's something different anyway, and they do the company I got it from. I do good stuff.
I'm interested to see how you paint that.
They actually do a whole on the website. They do videos on how to paint it, how to clean it up, how to prepare it, and everything. So
very cool.
So don't leave you in the dark, because they did get a lot of stick, because some of the older kits do come without instructions how to prepare it, how to build it, where every part goes. Hang on, I've got one of the older kits here. I did have this, so it's the Goliath armor kit, and it came with no instructions, no way where all the hydraulics went, no way how to paint it, anything like that, how to prepare it. But now they learn from it, so they're all doing 3D printed now.
You gotta let people tell you don't know how to paint it, because it lets you do your own expression to it.
Yeah, but no, I mean like how to prepare the kit itself for painting and stuff like that. Because if you paint it and then all the paint just flaking off, it's wasted effort. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I'm surprised Heath ain't on tonight.
Oh, he says he's working or something. He's
working?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
He's taking a few school courses. He's doing that.
Well, it's a shame I couldn't. He's from what I hear, he's running as Mr. Trump's running mate for 2020.
I know. I wonder how he's handling that news.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Trump, that is, not the Heath.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Heath kind of had a bird when you said that.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
anyway. I got the same fit deal anyway from some of my friends.
Well, there could be worse things to happen to Heath, I suppose. So that's it. Okay. I just want to point out that James Kirk earlier said that he had made his own Jupiter 2 fusion core and nearly drove him insane trying to work out the light rotation. Well, James, if you look like Jay, then you succeeded.
Yeah, I've got a 2-foot model of the Jupiter 2 that I'm putting in. I'm building it as much like the original as possible, so it will actually have the little 5 light bulbs. Or I'll probably use LEDs, but they'll still be on the end of arm unit that built the fusion core lighting in an 18-inch version. And yeah, just all those little lights do get crazy. So the nice thing of your 350 model is I don't have to worry about thing fit inside the model. All that has to fit in the model is the LEDs, because I can run. It's going to be sitting on a little, mounting bar in the back and running backwards out anyway. So electronics can be somewhere else, and just the LEDs in the unit easier.
All right. Well, what I've been up to, I'm going to screen share something here. This has been this project was supposed to be done like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Because of hot weather, I couldn't get done. What you're seeing here now is my workbench not too long ago. In fact, I think I was doing the Corsair 72 scale build late spring, early summer, maybe like May or June. I feel as though it was around Wonderfest time from my thinking. It was close to it. And it was 2 tables, and you see I was using only one of the tables. I was very limited in space because my computer is where it's at, and it just wasn't working out. I thought it'd work out perfectly. So I have this nice, spacious workbench. When Buck came on, he said, "Boy, you got a nice, clean space there." Well, you know what?
Come on.
It doesn't look like I do any modeling, but I just built this baby, and it's been a long time in coming because I thought selling my house would be the thing that would help me get through and be able to do something. But now I got to send Mom to assisted living, so I got to help her out now. So here, I got this done. The last coat of everything got put on this morning. I'm going to let it air it out. My computer's going to go there on that little rise there with my keyboard will slide right underneath that. So next time you see me, I'm going to be broadcasting like this. Maybe that looks better. I don't know. So I had my LEDs in this case with the little drawers. It was more vertical, and I'm going to be using these cases to do LEDs in them and other little parts. So I'm thinking more horizontally than vertically. So that's where I'm at. As far as my model building goes, I'm getting very close to finishing this to the point where I can actually build something. And one of the builds I'm going to probably be doing, I am going to finish the Trans Am. It's somewhere down in the basement. We're also doing a kitchen too. So I'm afraid to go down in the basement because I believe our contractor moved in. I think he's sleeping down there too. Scary thought. So my Trans Am is down there, and I'll probably have to blow off the dust once it comes back up. I just got it painted just weeks before I started this thing, and that was in July. So I'm ready to get that sucker finished because I am going to participate. I don't know when I'm going to get this done. This is going to be my cancer awareness build. So I take Bob's tip on it, and you'll see me now open this. And we're going to talk some basics about cars. And, and this is really going to be very rudimentary primary stuff. This isn't going to be really sophisticated stuff. This is for anybody looking on rerun, and I know we took a long time to get around to our subject, but any dad wanting a son or daughter getting involved with modeling, cars are usually the first stop as far as finding the kit to build. Let me tone down the light a little bit here. I like Monogram. This is a Monogram kit. It's a 2-in-1, meaning that it could be built one of 2 ways. And usually you get, there goes a tire. Usually get a nice big bag of parts. I think I'm going to leave that. Boy, there's parts flying out of it. Look at that. Look at the little fan thing came out too.
Yeah, that's a Pontiac for you.
So what you want to do with these parts really is to wash the kit. Once it's out of the plastic bag, you want to wash it in degreaser. Dawn dish liquid would be also okay, because when they mold these things at the factory, they use a release. It's usually an oily residue, and when you get to paint it, you ought to get that residue removed so that you can paint it with no problem. And then you get a sprue of all this wonderful chrome. And if you don't like the chrome, you can always use the same degreaser, industrial degreaser, not Dawn dish liquid, but degreaser. It will dissolve the chrome off of it, and you can paint the chrome on there if you would like. Usually get like a decal set.
And she also does a good job of dechroming.
Uh-huh.
I said, household bleach also does a good job of dechroming.
Bleach? Oh, really? Bleach does it too? Oh, okay, cool. And then you get a sprue. It looks like I got 2 sprues of clear parts. This is the windshield. And this is what needs to be on a plastic bag, not all the other parts. This needs to be in a plastic bag. I think it's a snafu. Because you really don't want to touch this with your fingers. It's not fun cleaning this up. And that will be out of the box. Everything that's...
Where surgical gloves come in, Jack?
What's that?
Surgical gloves.
Surgical gloves. Yeah, I see. You noticed that. I noticed that you wear them. I don't wear them. There's 2 things that I don't like. I don't like things on my wrists, and I don't like gloves. Even so instead of winter, I don't wear gloves.
Too, huh?
I just don't like gloves. I find them. I feel like I'm in that novel, 50 Shades of Grey. A little restricted. Instructions, very easy.
Haven't read it, don't care to.
What's that?
Haven't watched it, haven't read it, don't care to.
Well, no, I don't care to either. The instructions look pretty complicated, but if you take it one frame at a time and just follow a car kit's pretty easy. The reason why it's pretty easy is because the general assembly of this car kit is very much the same as all others, no matter what the manufacturer is. The parts are virtually, I don't want to say the same. They're like the engine block here, pretty much the same kinds of things going on in other kits. The interior, the seats, the dashboard, and the like. What you end up learning to do when you assemble this is where you put the paint, well, not where to put the paint, but in what order to paint it. I usually paint it as I go along, and I do the body last. That's how I do it. And I, of course, will do it with primer. And Jim and I were talking about other things when it comes to a car kit. And what was that we were talking about, Jim?
Well, we were talking about third-party items. As far as we're talking about third-party items, you know, where you can get custom engines, custom wheels, distributors, engine parts, and that to build them up. So those are all things you can add to modify a vehicle, as well as photo etch. There's lots of photo etch available for different cars, especially like for seat belts, custom IP stuff, and that. Door handles and that. You'll get all photo etch in that. Sometimes you can get photo etch that's specified for a particular kit. So
we usually call them aftermarket parts, and if you're into modeling, you know what aftermarket parts are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get my speedy computer to bring up a few things. Of course, Google comes up with some stuff here. Let's click onto this. So when it comes to Google, it just brings up a whole bunch of things off the internet. You can get different wheel rims, different tires. Yeah. Amongst other things, you can get blank pictures. Oh, there we go. Hey, AOT does a lot of this. What's that?
I love blanks. Blanks go around.
This is a drag gasser wheels and tires. That's what this is for. Pegasus also is another brand that makes a lot of different aftermarket parts. There's also GMP. I've heard of them, but I think the big one is really Pegasus. Does an awful lot.
Yeah, they're the big ones for the wheels and that. Yeah.
Yeah, for the wheels.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Let's go back the page in our search. You can go to Mega Hobby. Does a lot of stuff too. Am I right? They also do RC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got car decals, car exterior decals, interior decals, like for like the speedometer, maybe the radio dials, or
Custom seats. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get the engine wiring. You might say, this is what I gotta get. I gotta get because there was. Let's see. This was in which file? It was my community covers from a couple years ago. Nope. Oh. Yeah, here it is. So we're going to close this up. And I'm going to open this up. When I mean car wires, you'll see here you can get the actual distributor wires.
Yep. Yeah. If you buy the third-party metal distributors, they come with the wires on the end, so you just got to cut to the length, mount the distributor. It's already mounted in the distributor, so.
Oh, that makes things easy.
Yeah.
You made another observation earlier about this particular photograph.
Oh yeah, he's got little red beads for plugs for the stacks, the carburetor. He's just put little custom, just little red beads in to be the plugs for the stacks. Yeah.
You can go pretty over the top with a lot of different things when it comes to a car build. There's a good number of them here. That was a community cover in 2017. The green custom car. In fact, all the cars that I was able to find, and I don't know the names of the modelers, unfortunately, because at the time I wasn't putting names and collecting names. I was just putting, experimenting with community covers and the like. But there's this one guy, and he does like really fancy decal work. This certainly does not. This car most definitely didn't come out of a box like this. I think he had put wheels to it and decals to it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if we look close enough, he does look like he has a roll bar in there too.
Yeah, he's got a roll bar. He's got the big
big exhaust on the side there, and where is that?
I don't know if it's exhaust or an air breather. It's on the side of the car. I'm not sure. Might be an exhaust.
He's got Willy bars on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the hood intake is probably scratch or
aftermarket.
Or aftermarket.
Yeah. I think this might be also a GTO. This was maybe a 65 or 66 GTO, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It's so hard to tell because there's just so much to learn. Which brings me to another aspect of car building, that when someone gets involved with car builds, particularly, it was mentioned earlier that it's your build, it's your model, you can build it the way you want. But there is some level in car building, there is a level of doing some research. And I've got some bit of a fetish for Mustangs, and this will tell you what I'm talking about when it comes to research. Let me get to that page. This obviously is a custom 65 Mustang. It's got some features on this that a stock car wouldn't have. Stock car meaning coming off the showroom floor. They got the custom wheels and they got the custom exhaust. And next picture happens to be really the stock wheels for the most part. I think these are stock wheels. The tires are pretty narrow too. These are pretty wide. So you can build cars accordingly. And these are two different models that have the same color. And you got to look into the interior too. Sometimes it's all red, sometimes it's all white, sometimes you get a two-tone like this. When it comes to Mustangs, they came in many different interiors, colors. And you can even look up like the year 1965 Mustang, Fairlane Falcon Galaxy for Ford. These were all their colors. And if you were to take these codes to like an auto parts store and look up Duplicolor as a brand name of car paint, you can actually get the exact color.
Yeah, that's another thing you can get something from the parts from the paint dealers for automotive paint dealers. You can get little sample cans, and you can use those to paint your car. It's enough paint for painting your car type thing. Sometimes they'll make up little sample cans for you.
Right. Let's see. I thought I had. What did I do? I created a file, and I don't remember what I did with it. It was basically more pictures of the Mustang, like in convertible. Convertibles look very different. No, it's not there. I don't think it's there. Oh, heck. I lost it. Gee. Well, there's another source that during the summer. In fact, last year we had a community build of car cruises or the like. Car cruises are a great place to go to for research and take a lot of pictures. And though there were a lot of Mustangs at this particular car cruise where I found this Camaro, the Camaro, for whatever reason, stuck out to me as being the most interesting one because it was the cleanest from what I could tell. This car was beautiful inside and out. You want to take pictures of the engines, of the interior, if you're inspired to make a build like this. I remember those triangular windows on cars when I was a kid. They were actually very practical.
No, they work. Yeah.
When it rained, you can have something open for ventilation.
Yeah.
And if it was really bad weather, rain would come in, of course, but most times it didn't.
Or if it was cold, you get a little bit of fresh air without sucking all the heat out of the car.
Yeah, I don't think they had window defrosters, did they? But you go to car cruises, and certainly, and this is a Charger, more of a modern car, but you can go to car cruises during the summer and see all kinds of cars. Like when I was there, this particular cruise had 4 Corvettes right next to each other, and they were 2005, 6, 7, and 8. And they were different colors. They had different body shapes and different features. And there's just a lot. You can get, even aftermarket parts, you can get bodies. You can get chassis or frames cars. You can scratch build your own if you get that genius about it. So there's just a lot of things you can really do with a car build. And I've often wondered why car builders only do cars. Don't they ever get bored? Well, no.
There's different things. You can even get to the point where you're doing full customization on cars. Like I can show a couple here of where you do full customization and you chop them and everything else down to get something. I'll show you this.
Yeah, while you're looking for that, George said that he mixes his own automotive paint. Well, he's a show-off. And he also says those little triangular windows was nice for flicking your cigarette ash out the window.
Yeah, like this was built from a Revell Monogram Eldorado and totally customized.
Oh, wow. That looks like a hover car.
Yeah. That was like cross between that and the Futura. It's almost a cross. I think the Futura was inspiration for this one. This one, which just comes up, was made from a kit for a. It says it here. Yeah, an Impala. 59 Impala. Chop the hood down and.
Phil on the live chat said, "What did you say about the clear parts there, Phil?"
I put clear parts and decals in these things.
Is it not bags?
Yeah, basically there's Ziploc, sealable freezer bags of different sizes. Basically, it keeps the air off the decals so they don't yellow or don't yellow anywhere near as quickly. And if you use the thicker plastic ones, they also keep your clear parts safe from scratches if they haven't been already bagged in the.
Yeah, seriously, I gotta consider that. Not let that bounce around. Yeah. I'm actually surprised it's not in a bag and the other parts are. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it's usually the other way around.
Yeah,
usually the other way around.
If they're shaking around loose in a box, they're going to end up getting scratches on them and all sorts. And scratches are even more of a nightmare to get rid of than fingerprints.
Right. Oh, yeah. Fingerprints are nasty. Pull off that. And if you do get fingerprints on there, what do you use? What do you use? Is rubbing alcohol okay to use on something like that?
As long as no paint on it, I'd probably use something like airbrush cleaner or.
Oh, really?
The Tamiya X28. I'm sure that'd clear it off all right. Probably use a bit of soapy water first, and if that doesn't get the if you need something a bit stronger, use that. But I wouldn't use anything that would actually attack the plastic itself.
Yeah, maybe some a light couple of drops of dish soap in some water. And very gently with a cotton bud rather than using a paper towel or anything, because those are too harsh for clear parts. You'll introduce more
those really fine scratches on it.
Yeah, you don't clean your glasses with tissue paper, even like you blow your nose. Like, and actually, some tissue even has residue in it that you're trying to get off and you're putting it back on. So it is best to use a cotton.
You can use like microfiber cloths too for.
But again, you have to watch those as well, because I find that they can because the bit that's supposed to lift can actually also put
scratches,
very fine scratches on them. But just cotton buds or Q-tips as you call them.
And yes, Buck, a car you can light.
Yes,
you build a car, you can light a car too.
Oh yeah,
actually, Ralph's got a car kit that got all the controls for the brake light, the flashers, everything all built into the kit.
Yeah, I gotta, talking about light, I'm gonna have to do it now. You guys
Yeah.
are about to put my arm enough.
Make the indicators stalk work and the
Yeah.
and on the dashboard, the light switches and all that. So you get the
No,
side lights come on
the
and
foot is
then
full,
the
right?
headlights. And
What was that, Buck?
I want to put
As long as the
a
blinker
real radio.
full, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in America. We don't know how to fill that little reservoir.
Yeah, they do have them that put micro switches, make the door so they put micro switches so the dome light comes on when you open the doors.
It's a good thing the wife's asleep right now because she'd be going, what are you going to spend money on now? She says, I'm not asleep. I'm listening to every word you're saying.
I think
And
we're now
writing them all down.
firmly in the position of being a bad influence.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were a bad influence long before I joined this show.
I always wanted to be a bad influence on someone.
I was in the Army. I was a bad influence long before this.
Interesting.
As I'm
Interesting. Things
beer with you guys.
things that some of us will tell you on air.
Wants to say hi to you guys.
Ah, there's Mini Me. Hi,
Yeah.
Mini Me. How you doing?
Skill modelers and the other one.
Jack, we got a new recruit. He
Yeah.
joins.
Cool. Yeah, you got to build a car and put your dad to shame.
Is
Yes.
a cat joining as well?
God, building a car is a lot cooler.
Well,
Really? Really? You saw Voyager? How can be building a car be cooler than the Voyager?
Yeah, trade a little father-son rivalry there, you know.
I already built 4.
Why don't you grab them and show the guys?
Mom said no.
Built. So this is his premiere debut of his
Oh,
kits.
look at
guys.
this.
So if you can see it, guys, this is his battleship.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
AB 107.
His little medical frigate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is more gym speed.
And this is the Intrepid. He hand painted them all. He did all.
All the Yamato stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he did all the hand painting. I helped him with the decals because, as we all know, decals are a pain.
Yeah.
But
they are. They are.
he primed it, he painted it, and he weathered it. So, you know.
Yeah, as an Aussie would say, nice.
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 Now,
George even
have
says,
light.
wow, nice builds. Even George likes it. If you, well, George is impressed too. So, all right, yeah. Next one is a Mustang or a GTO, or better yet, the General
Or
Lee.
a Countach.
That's
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. There you go. You know, I'm sorry that Heath isn't here because he's big on the Formula One cars. He got me a Formula One car somewhere around here.
Hello earlier.
Is this it? Yeah, he got me this. Oh. So yeah,
Yeah.
let me click onto that. Oh, I'm still checking to build this.
Yeah, it's an easy paint job.
Well, the parts are already the color they're supposed to be. It's in multiple colors, but this is a 120 scale.
Wow.
That's why I'm chickening out. It has 164 parts.
You got your tweezers?
Yeah. You know, it's funny you should say that because at Wonderfest, I was able to pick up some tweezers and some, fine dental picks or medical picks. In fact, this lady had oh my gosh, she had all kinds of stuff. And about 4 pieces, and they were $20 for the 4, but they're like the heavy stainless steel, really good quality tweezers. I really needed them. So to answer your question, yeah, I do have tweezers, and I'm less intimidated now to do that, because I looked at the parts. I'm like, these digits aren't going to be able to take care of that. So.
Or you can go to
These
this.
are what a good pair of tweezers will do for your building.
Exactly.
Building without the ping.
There's speaking of Formula One builds. James built the paper one.
That's a paper model.
Nice.
Nico's feeling a bit flat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really proud of that front end, because that was giving you some trouble.
That was a major construction thing for that front end.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, individual aero surfaces.
Yep.
It's really,
The engine coming
really
out the
beautiful.
back.
That.
It'd be really hard to tell that wasn't a regular styrene kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Buck has an excuse now to bring 2 kits back from the hobby shop each time he goes.
Yeah.
You're right. I do.
Yeah.
Yes, Buck?
I have been wanting to build a Formula One car, though. They look.
Yeah, I don't know why he gave this to me. This is not the easiest one. He could have given me something easier, but we were swapped. This was some years ago, actually. He sent that to me like 4 years ago.
All right, Jack. You don't want to do it. I'll do it for you, and we'll just put your name on it.
Well, there you go. There you go. But no, back to the car thing. It's that, like I said, all the car kits are pretty much the same in assembly.
Mm-hmm.
Engine block, carburetor, radiator fan, belts,
suspension,
wheels, steering wheels, the interior of the seats. They're all primarily the same, but what's that?
Do you find on the car kits that the underside's lacking?
Depends on the kit.
Okay.
You basically, you've got 2 types of car kits. Basically, you've got what we call there's full and full kit and curbside. Curbside does not include an engine, so it's usually all housing. The curbside ones are usually kind of weak on the undercarriage, but if one was got a full engine, has a lot more detail on the undercarriage.
Yeah, I know. Because hey, Jacob. I'll show you the one car kit I've built lately. Give me the Mustang. And my cats have their fun with it, so forgive the broken off pieces. I have to do some fixing. But
there is somebody on the Facebook community that I queued up for their pictures, and now when I got back to it, pictures disappeared. But I'm going to bring them up, and you did bring the question up of the underside. Let's see. I do have a car build here with a good underside. I just got to find out which one it is. Some do lack, some don't. I mean, it's just, again, a lot to do with the kit.
Yeah.
Well, I said, this is 132 I built for my wife.
Yeah.
You can tell that underside just, I'm sorry, I've worked on a lot of cars. They're not that damn simple. You know, I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
It needs a little more. I mean.
Well, you can always add more. There's nothing stopping you from adding more.
I don't know.
Money.
I found that if I can share this. This is my. This is the first. Oh, look at all this dust! Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it. I just looked at this thing and going,
that's
damn.
all we make. Well, that's all model builders do is make dust collectors. Okay, this is my Steve McQueen Bullet. This lighting is doing a poor job of reflecting the light on it, or the color of it. This is like a hunter green of sorts, but it is a duplicolor paint. It's the first car that I did in duplicolor, and I'll never go back. I will always, if I can. Now the Trans Am I'm doing is not a duplicolor because I was able to imitate the silver that I wanted for the Trans Am. But this particular car really begged to have the duplicolor paint on it. But the underside, I found to be detailed enough. It just depends on how you paint it to how it shows off.
Yeah.
That is actually really cool, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the Bullet. That's more my more recent build. I did a Nova. The hood keeps flying off. But I did the Chevy red.
Nice. Very nice.
So as you see on the mufflers, I did some distressing and some weathering of sorts. So this underside is actually good enough for me, and I always feel that depends on how you paint it and how well it shows off.
Well, compared to the 132 Mustang, I think it was an AMT mold. To that,
AMT is not good.
no, I'm finding that out. I mean, I since I've got back into building and I do a lot of it's Bandai, Revel Germany, anything overseas seems to be a lot better, which is sad to say. No, but that was beautiful. I love that undercarriage. I mean, the sad thing is when you build a car, you never really get to see it unless you put a mirror surface on the base. But that's a phenomenal detail on the underside. I think a lot of cars lose if you don't know what's underneath of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have better luck with when it comes to, and I don't want to be brand specific here because I can hear Carwin now just, I don't know, yelling at me for it. But I prefer Revell and monogram cars. I don't like AMT cars.
Well, I'm finding out AMT definitely cut some corners when it came to detail.
Yeah. So here, this is the funny thing is, here I said that AMT is not something I'm really fond of as far as a kit goes, and I couldn't bought a better kit than these two. Let me unbury it here. Than a AMC Gremlin. And a Pacer, and they're both. This is MPC. MPC might as well be AMT, but
protecting the gas tank.
What's that?
Are you gonna protect the gas tank?
You mean a Pacer with a rolling Molotov cocktail? Yeah.
Right. The two worst model makers, as far as I'm concerned, making the AMC cars, which is very appropriate.
Yeah.
Very appropriate. Look at this! I've come across a Ziploc bag in my search. So yeah, that's it's really what you make of an underside.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't have to paint those struts silver. I think the instructions tell you differently.
Yeah.
Wait, you follow instructions?
Well, when it comes to like the paint color, well, when it comes to the paint color, I follow. Okay, I follow. But when it comes to some of the details, like the underside, I don't follow it because nobody's going to check anyhow. Like you said, you really don't see it.
All right, show us the Charger. The General Lee. You got her down. You got to show us the General Lee.
The General Lee? Oh, yeah, I did put him down, didn't I? This is an AMT kit. This is the lousiest kit I ever had to do. because the roll cage doesn't fit inside. I had to. This body is not coming off. In fact, it's not even glued on because it's just a bad kit. What can I tell you?
Oh, there's the AMT we all know and love.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the wheels are all crooked and shit.
Well, that's because it jumps so many times, you know.
That's true. The engine is nothing really big deal to write about. I'll write home about.
Well, it's still a lovely paint job and decal work.
This is actually a Tamiya Safety Orange. The decals were actually not bad. You know, when it comes to decals, as you probably know, it's a hit and miss. When it comes to the decals they give you on the kit, boy, these are so dusty.
You redesigned the workstation, but you didn't dust off the kits.
No, well, you know, this whole redesign of my shop is going to have display cases where I'll dust it once a long while.
Yeah.
Dust isn't going to get inside, you know. But, yeah. No, if I remember right, the decals on this were actually pretty good.
A couple other good kit brands for cars, and that is Hiroshima and Platts. And there's a Italian company too, but Baroli, they make a lot of race cars, especially a lot of rally cars and that. Can't remember the name. Starts with a B, anyways.
Ooh.
There are a couple other brands out there for model cars. They're pretty good.
Not sure where this came up.
Virago?
Yeah, Virago. That's it. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. It just.
Yeah.
Stick this under the hood. I'll fix it later. But yeah, there it is about cars, and glad I was able to share some of my builds because I usually don't. But these are coming back. That's other than just doing sci-fi. I like doing cars. Cars are, to me, very relaxing because you can make them the way you want. I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like car builders aren't rivet counters like Star Trek model builders. And this is a real kick in the head.
Build.
Well, this is a real kick in the head. One's a real vehicle, the other's not.
One's fantasy and one's real. Yeah.
You know, I know Jack's seen my video on the Voyager. I mean, you know, I got a lot of guys going, "Why did you weather it? Starships aren't weathered." I go, "Really?" You guys realize that this is real world. If you guys don't know, I'll let you guys know me. When I build my kits, I like to do real world application to them.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, great CGI, great model effects, but I'm sorry, anything that travels, no matter whether it's got shields or wax or whatever, it's going to get crap on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Voyager is about the only one we've ever seen land.
Yeah.
So it's going to get dirty by going through an atmosphere and landing on a planet and taking off again.
As well as the fact it's got a long history of going through a lot of crap.
Oh, yeah.
Battles and everything else. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, I've got videos, and if not, let me know. I'll definitely link you in. But no, I mean, one of my biggest things on my model builds, I don't care whether it's cars or, you know, because I built so few of them, but whether it's modern aircraft, World War II, starships, starfighters, I'm very much a real world application builder. Things clean. You know, I'm sorry. I mean, I drive a 2000 Chevy. It ain't clean. No matter what I do to it, it ain't clean. And I'm very much, I like that real world application to my builds.
Yeah.
Because think it shows that it looks real. I mean,
It looks used. But
you know,
I
Jay,
like-
I'm looking at your medical frigate behind you, and that's the coolest thing I've seen in forever. And you know, the things I'm thinking about doing with oils and pastels, and oh my god, you know, just we know that ship doesn't go in the atmosphere.
I don't
But-
know. Where's Wayne? Because you're starting to get into Wayne's territory. Because Wayne, when you get to armor, even with cars, there's a builder, and I don't know if he still posts, but he was posting a while there. He was a car builder, but he would only build junkyard cars.
Yeah.
And talk about a skill set of making a kit look terrible. And there's always, when it comes to Voyager, there was always a year of hell. In fact, there was somebody years ago that started to do one, but she never got done with it. So, yeah, Christine. Christine,
give me ideas now. I got to get another kit just to do a year of hell.
you got another. I got enough of those Voyager kits too. I think I've got 2 or 3 of them. The one I started working on was the Revell of Germany one.
Yeah.
And now that I primed it, I thought, you know what? I shouldn't have primed it. And I don't know if I can get the primer off of it. I might try to soak it in the because what I want to do is I want to sand the hull down that you cannot see the escape pods. I will make the escape pods separate so it gets a nice sharp line, because the kit doesn't give a sharp line.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, just with building that, with the photo etch that I added, versus what was on the model kit, once I applied the decals to the escape pods from the model kit, yeah, the lines are crap. After you prime it, paint it, and they're crap. I mean, the kit still looks really good, but hindsight being what it is, I would definitely go down and do what you're planning on doing, sanding them down and adding styrene for the escape hatches.
Yeah, I don't know how I'll be doing that, but these are all projects that are very much in a long term. Only because I built this new space, I'm going to be starting a scratch build some stuff. One of my ideas was to do a 42-inch long X-wing, but that's just being insane.
Awesome.
I like it.
And you know, if it's a 42-inch long X-wing, the wingspan is even bigger. So.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, I think we should wrap it up because it's coming up on well over an hour. It's an hour and 54 minutes, from my understanding. And tonight is a school night. Tomorrow I got to go to work like everybody else. And you know what, Buck? I know you're an hour behind me. That's because you're out in the Midwest, where you Midwesterners got a few choice words.
Well,
I lived in Kansas for you know what? I lived in Kansas for a year and I did like it. Kansasians are interesting people.
I get to work overnight, so you know, I get to stay up late tonight.
Oh, there you go. So you got up early to do this, huh?
No, I got up early to go to church.
Ah.
And then to do this, and then clean my workbench, which I will definitely share pictures on Amazing Scale Modelers of my nice clean work area.
Wow, look at this. The guy goes to church, gets penance, and then he cleans up his workbench. Hallelujah.
I don't think I will ever be able to post a picture of my clean workbench because somehow or another, no matter how much I clean it, I come back down and it's dirty again, and it just
the gremlins
you know, I think it just shows gremlins and fill up. So never happened.
My wife always knows when I'm starting a new build because the workspace gets cleaned.
Yeah.
It doesn't get clean till after I get a build done.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll just stick around for a few more minutes there, Buck. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'd like to thank everybody who was over at the live chat. That would involve Steve from Scale Model Kit Review did show up and said hello to everybody. And James Kirk was there too. Joe McCaslin stopped by. Heath is taking his classes, so he stopped by to say hello. Ken Skiffington showed up. And Bob even said hello because he wanted to barge in earlier. And, of course, George, as always. Thank you for stopping by, George. Yeah, he says he's off tomorrow. Woohoo. Yeah. Son of a gun, you. But you know something? I got a 4-day weekend coming up for the Columbus Day holiday, which is a week after next. I don't.
2 weeks.
Your Thanksgiving is your Thanksgiving, James, is in 2 weeks on Sunday, right?
Well, it's actually Monday, but yeah,
Monday.
We're holding it on Sunday.
Well, hand it to the Canadians to have Thanksgiving on a Monday, not a Thursday. Well, that makes more sense, but we get more days off. Which takes me to the idea that the American Thanksgiving is the last Thursday of November for you international viewers. The next day, what we call Black Friday, for business reasons or retail. And if you don't know what Black Friday is, just look it up on Google. I'll tell you. And we start a 48-hour hangout then, and Jim would be around. I'll be around. And if anybody else wants to be around, it is not a broadcast hangout. It is just a hangout, hanging on for 48 hours. And all the fun that we have, we do have a lot of fun. And we do get a little bit of model building in between all that fun. Yeah. So it is a good time. We do every year. It'll be our 6th one. Because we are in our 6th year of doing this. So thank you for the live chat. I want to thank Buck. I hope that you enjoyed yourself, and I'll just keep it family friendly and moving on. How you doing, James? Thank you for stopping by. Wow. And always you're the, how should I say, the feet on my ground. You keep me sane. And Jay, you keep me insane. It's nice to see you, fella. Expect a package in your mailbox in the next couple of weeks from me. And also, Phil, thank you for stopping by as well and somewhat sharing your short, well, never mind. So Randall, thank you for making a short too. And I thank you all in the community for participating, building. I hope you have much fun watching and building as we do. In 2 weeks, we're going to have Across the Pond on the Saturday. That would make it Saturday. Oh, my gosh, it's October. October 13th is the Across the Pond. Is that right, Jim?
No. It'd be the 6th.
Oh, it would be the 6th, October 6th. Because Jim ain't going to be here on the 7th. He's got Thanksgiving to attend to. And I hope that you're going to be around there, Randall, because we're going to talk airplanes next in 2 weeks. And so we'll see you then. Happy modeling, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.